On today's episode, we're going to continue the release week of The Last Imperator. After 3 months of pre-sale, we are in the home stretch, so let's continue by meeting the rest of the cast. Hello here, Lieblings, I'm Madi, and this is Roxy. We're both science fiction and fantasy authors who've been living in southern Germany since 2014. That's a lie, because Roxy was born a few years ago. Yeah? No, right. You were born in 2019, weren't you? So cute. Oh! Yeah, okay. We're going to continue our release week celebration of The Last Imperator with introducing the rest of the cast of my space opera. If you missed yesterday's episode where I introduced the main ragtag crew, then go ahead and check it out. But before we get started, hit the subscribe button and ring the bell if you haven't already. Here on Adventures of Lamadi, we talk about writing, living abroad, and everything in between. So I'm covering the rest of the cast, the rest of the main players, and also including some new characters that are introduced in The Last Imperator. In case you are unaware, the Rebirth saga takes place in a far distant future where humans live on several habitable planets, including Earth. There are two political parties fighting for control, the Federation and the Dominion, and there are also two religions that are also in opposition, the One True God and the Velosio. The Velosio religion is polytheistic, meaning there are many gods for many things, and in the history of the star cluster, 6 of these Velosio, or gods, were killed and prophesied to return. They are to be led by the god queen to start a war and finish what they started 2,000 years before. Yesterday, I introduced you to my reincarnated folks, but today we're going to start focusing on the others, the normies, kind of. Anyway, number 1 is INFIERNEN JESSAR. INFIERNEN was my big bad in the God Queen, but to be honest, it's kind of hard to tell where his loyalties lie. He started off as a dire knight and best friend to NIKLARYN ETTOWA, but then he betrayed him and let the Star Cluster believe he murdered the Federation champion. He is super secretive, but he is adamant to make Rey believe that they are on the same side. But a lot of his actions, including hunting Bronx for years, trying to kill Aram and Artema, make it really hard to trust him. Number 2 is NIKLARYN ETTOWA. NIKLARYN is the super famous older brother of Rey and Aram. He is a dire knight who was thought to have died, but there is still no reasonable explanation for his 10-year absence. But he's back now and determined more than ever to help his sister destroy ANEKRIS PRAYMER. He is just as reckless as Rey, which I don't know if it's a good or bad thing. These two are really good at getting people to rally behind them and then cause trouble. Number 3 is BOYARD. Bernadette is the niece of YURI BOYARD, who is the leader of the Federation. She's very popular with the ladies, if you catch my drift. And she has a very outspoken personality which complements her uncle's prickly nature. She's her uncle's executive officer and is usually found at his side. She found her calling with the military, but is also a rebel who knows how to bend the rules in her favor. Number 4 is HOTARA QUIN. HOTARA raised Rey and was the best friend of Rey's past life, NIKLARYN. She is also married to Mandan, who I introduced in the last episode, and also wanted to play her part in getting the players together and help the other Velosio fulfill their prophecy. She is a queen, epic queen, who spent the last few decades being a bar owner because she wanted Rey to have a somewhat normal life. She wanted Rey to be more grounded than her previous self, who was an empress. Number 5 is YURI MANCA. YURI is an air commodore and war hero back when the planet Wolf 10 rebelled against the Dominion. He is Bronx's older half-brother, but is actually old enough to be his father. But don't tell him that. They never get along. YURI is very ambitious, where Bronx is not. YURI craves being in the spotlight while his brother literally runs in the opposite direction. YURI was there when Bronx's powers first manifested and he killed their father. They haven't talked in almost a decade. And if you've read The God Queen and you're wondering about who the hell and where the hell YURI is, don't worry, he actually makes his first appearance in The Last Imperator. Number 6 is another newbie for TLI, is ANANIEL SZABO. ANANIEL, like I said, is a new character in The Last Imperator. I don't want to give too much away about her, but let's just say she's in a bad place at the beginning of the novel and proves to be a great ally to the Velosio, especially Bronx. And last but not least, number 7 is my ultimate bad, ANEKRIS PRAYMER, the sovereign of the Dominion. He's not a Velosio, but he has certainly lived long enough to be one. He had a very complicated relationship with Ray's previous counterpart, Michaela, and he has a very nasty temper, which would explain his iron grip on the Dominion. But recently, he has been recognizing Ray's influence on people and thinks it's high time they put aside their differences and try to work towards peace. But Ray really hates him, so we'll see if there is a possibility to avoid war between these two factions. This is just a taste of these characters without wandering too far into spoiler territory. Most of these, at least the first 6, were introduced in the God Queen, and the other 3 come in the Last Imperator. Though PRAYMER is actually mentioned in the God Queen, but you don't actually meet him until the Last Imperator. But anyway, that's it. Thank you so much for joining me. If you're new here, please consider subscribing and give this video a thumbs up. It lets me and YouTube know you like content like this and you want to see more. Please leave me a comment if you have any questions or there's a certain topic you'd like to see on this channel. If you want fun escapism, my space fantasy The God Queen is available in ebook, paperback, and hardback, and the sequel, The Last Imperator, is coming out tomorrow! And don't forget to sign up for the TLI pre-sale giveaway. Today is the last day to sign up. I'll be announcing the winners tomorrow on the release day party over on the YouTubes. And if you sign up for my newsletter, you'll get the first 6 chapters of The God Queen, as well as the prequel short story, The Knight and the Goddess, which tells an earlier adventure of Ray and NIKLARYN. So sign up! Also, if you have read any of my work, or the work of your favorite author, please leave reviews. They really help us authors out, and it is free to do so. And don't forget to connect with me on social media, whether it is through Instagram, Twitter, or Facebook. And that's it. Until next time, adi! Roxy, you're so excited. You're so excited. You're so excited. This book's coming out. No, you're not that excited. Oh, I got lipstick.